Opinions on bill paying. I absolutely love y'all's podcast and videos. I was wondering if y'all might have a discussion. It's empty.
Damn. Thought I was being slick. It was going to give me a little corn thing.
You went damn. The audacity of me eating all of my own food.
Yeah, how dare you eat your lunch?
That was funny. I absolutely love y'all's podcast and videos. I was wondering if y'all might have a discussion I have missed or maybe can have one on this topic. So my husband and I are pretty traditional. We were both married previously and brought a total of 6 children into our big blended family.
3 more, you had a baseball team. Quitters. No, I'm just kidding.
Since gaining full custody and 50-50 custody of the children, ages 6 to 11, I have become a stay-at-home mom. I feel like we've read this.
Maybe. Probably. Because the 6 kids sounds familiar.
Right. It was out of necessity at first, and then we grew accustomed to it. It provides him the opportunity to work and take care of us financially while providing me with the opportunity to maintain the house and ensure our 6 kids are taken care of.
Hang on.
Okay.
It provides him the opportunity to work and take care of us financially while providing me with the opportunity to maintain the house and to assure our kids. So opportunity is really a choice word there, right? Like it's not, he gets to, it's not he has to work and I have to raise the kids. I think using the word opportunity puts a positive view on it. Like it allows him to be the man, the provider, the leader of our home. And it allows me to be a mother, and like, it sounds like gratitude, right? Does that sound like to you, like opportunity? Because it's a choice word.
Yeah, opportunity. I associate that with a positive thing.
Okay. I like that.
Okay. Continue on.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. I manage the house entirely, and it's a lot less stressful than when he and I both worked and split the household duties. We both feel much more at peace with our traditional roles, and I will add that my husband is phenomenal and jumps in and helps in the house whenever it is necessary without me ever having to ask. I truly am so blessed by our partnership. I only have one thing I wish was different, but I don't know how to handle it. My husband likes to say he makes the money and I spend it. Period. LOL. Period. That LOL felt passive aggressive to me.
A little bit, yeah, because it was a standalone LOL.
Yeah.
But maybe that's one of those things where this is a whole other conversation. Let's see. I saw Bethany asked a question earlier. Chris and Peaches, how can I handle emotional responses from my past relationships without holding it against my current relationship better? How do I fight my brain more effectively? You don't fight your brain, you work through the shit. Emotional responses from past relationships. Those are, you mean like learned behaviors, the things that you have learned to do to get you over situations that are habitual. Like you feel the need to defend yourself when someone's like, hey, you left a dish in the sink, and you're like, no, I fucking didn't. And like there's a whole ordeal out of that. Or is that what you mean? Like you're having emotional responses because of past trauma? Because if that's the case, that's something you have to work on. That past trauma shit's got to be healed. I think that a lot of that that learned response is the destroyer of relationships. We do things out of habit, right? We work through problems the same way. If you do something and it works, even if it's not done well and it works, your brain goes, okay, this is how we navigate this. The outcome wasn't the greatest, but there was an outcome. And even though it's not the best fucking outcome I could have, it was enough and we're okay now. And that it's enough and we're okay now solidifies that behavior. So the next time that behavior comes up, you know that you can pull from that and go, it worked last time, it'll work this time. The outcome may not be very great, but it'll be the outcome that I survive. And you continue that behavior and then it becomes habitual. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. That's really what it comes down to it. If you're happy with the survival instinct and just existing and scraping by safely, you're never going to thrive. And that's the best advice I can give you is unlearn all of that bullshit and learn new problem solving techniques. All right, back to the email. I don't remember. I was going to jump in and we were about to have a whole other conversation about
the passive aggressive LOL.
Oh, the joking. This is one of those things that you don't make jokes about divorce. You don't make jokes about your woman's gaining 15 pounds of extra weight, right?
Right.
You don't make jokes about how your husband is a fucking pussy and doesn't stand up to his family. Like, that's not a joke.
Right.
You're passive aggressively digging at your person, hoping that maybe something will change. So knowing that that's a thing, even though he says that, like I personally would question how much of that is an actual joke and how much of that actually bothers him. If he's saying shit like I make it, you spend it, like are you legitimately spending the money like that? Is this becoming like a normal ordeal, or I don't know. I'm very wary about jokes and pranks and making comments like that, because once that seed is planted, it can't be unplanted.
Right.
So for everybody that's listening that's not in this situation, if you think that shit's funny, or if you make a joke that you think is funny and your partner doesn't respond the way that you think they're going to respond to it, you need to make a mental note of that shit and not make those jokes anymore.
Right.
So.
All right, continuing on.
Oh.
But in that, I'm expected to ensure all of our bills are paid and up to date. As the person not making the money, this causes me a lot of stress. I feel like I should be contributing financially, even though he says it's not needed. But oftentimes, I'm trying to ensure the bills are paid, and it creates conflict when I try to explain we can't spend money elsewhere.
This is why he should be dealing with the money.
Right.
We know that if you... There's a whole lot. And this is going to rehash shit from the first season.
Okay.
We know that when men make the money and handle the money, they spend the money differently than a woman does.
Right.
Studies have proven that you are less likely to go buy yourself a new purse or a new pair of shoes, where when we're out together in public and you're like, I like that. I'm like, then get it. Mm-hmm. Studies have shown like that's actually a thing. It's not just a Chris and Peaches thing, but
that's a thing.
It is a thing, because I know how much money's in the bank. I know how much money has to go out. I know what we have. I know what we can spend. I know that if we're getting to the point where we're no longer putting savings away anymore, that it's time for me to ask for a raise or get another job, because I handle all the finances.
Right.
If I'm going to work every single day and we're living at the cusp of our means, and you are stressed over money constantly, and I think life is fucking great because I'm working my normal 40 hours and I'm getting my downtime and things are the way they are, there's an unspoken expectation of the life that we're living, maintaining that. Well, with inflation and groceries going up and fucking gas going up and all the expenses that we have, new vehicles, whatever, at some point I would need to see the finances to be like, okay, we're really not doing okay right now. Like, we're scraping by. We could be balling the fuck out and not have anything
right
other than what's coming in. Like, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. So I can absolutely understand the stress in that. But if that's the case, when you guys do your check-ins, which you should be doing, finances should be a huge part of that. Plug the check-ins.
Right.
Zach just told me that. I heard it telepathy right now. So for those of you who haven't done the check-ins yet, go to tobebetter.com and click on resources. Mm-hmm. You'll have to put in your email address. You can download the PDF for the check-ins. There's an updated for 2024, and part of that is finances. We expanded the entire list. For those of you who are not in a relationship that are listening that are fucking hopeful, go download the courting questionnaire. If you've got kids that are acting up, that are able to communicate with you, the kids check-in.
Yes.
And for those of you who have done all of that, fucking kudos to you. Did you download the recommended reading list and start on that yet? Because if not, you're slacking.
Get it together.
Get it together, grouch. Okay. Back to the email.
Okay, back to the email. I really wish that he would make the money and handle the bills and take that weight off of me.
That's a conversation that needs to happen.
You have to scroll down, babe.
Oh. I'm invested.
I can tell. When I've mentioned it, he says he's just not good with handling that sort of thing. It's literally the only part of our life that I just do not like. I feel like it adds so much stress to me, and I don't like that. We've had bills go unpaid and water shut off because I'm so distracted with handling the household and children and appointments and therapy and everything else.
Okay, so all of that is an excuse.
I agree with that.
Plug the Google Calendar thing that we talk about in the check-ins. It's not really a thing. Funny. Google Calendar goes a long way.
It does.
And if you are a stay-at-home mom, you can block off time frame, 15 minutes to handle bills every day, new bills, whatever, an hour, and go through all of that shit. Your water should never be getting shut off. Mm-hmm. It's not like you get a bill and they just turn your water off.
Right.
That tells me that you guys are living outside of your means. Mm-hmm. Real shit, if you guys are not on auto pay so that your bills just get taken out when they come and you have to worry about that shit, that tells me a lot about where you are financially and how responsible you are with your money. Mm-hmm. No, if anything ever got shut off, anything, cell phone, fucking Netflix, we're going to have a huge discussion about what the fuck is going on because everything's on an auto pay. Now, when credit cards get taken, it's the best way to clean out that auto pay because I'll be like, oh, I don't need this subscription. I don't need this subscription.
Yeah.
Fucking cleared up a whole lot of shit.
Save a lot of money.
It did. But it's also in other things as well. So there's things that I pay for that I know I don't need, but I pay for just to support the brand and the creators and what they're doing, like Flern. For all of my photographer people out there, like I've 7 years on this website.
Yeah.
$150 a year for the pro account. I pay for it. I don't fucking watch any of it because I know how to do all this shit. But that was such a valuable resource for me that I want to continue to support Aaron and what he's doing. Those kind of things matter, right? If this was us in this scenario, after I asked you to be a stay-at-home mom and we negotiated all of that and worked that out, and the money wasn't right, you and I would have to have actual sit-down meetings about our finances.
Right, I agree with that.
And it would be treated as a business meeting. Yeah. This is where we're at for the fucking month of July. Where we made enough money to pay all of our bills and there's like $30 left over. If this is going to continue into August, we need to either downsize our life, find cheaper cell phone providers, get rid of a vehicle, fucking...
Things need to change.
Whatever we have to do to make it so that we have an extra $1,000 going into savings every month, whatever needs to be. The fact that they haven't had these sit down conversations and she wants him to take it over. She's wanting to be done with it.
Right.
If he's not comfortable with that's a whole other discussion too. If he's not comfortable handling his finances as an adult, that's an issue. But if this is easier for him and it's stressful for her, like this is a problem. This should be like, we should both be stressing over this together and we can equally bear this load.
Continue on.
Yeah, sorry. I'm invested.
You don't need to apologize. I do need you to scroll back up. Oh, wait, no, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right. Say that again. I'm just kidding. What are you thinking?
Nothing.
You're full of shit because I watched your mouth move like you were getting ready to say something twice and stopped. It's still happening.
I like it when you tell me what to do.
Oh, man. Why are you teary-eyed?
Shut the fuck up.
She said, shut the fuck up.
I like you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just like me?
Yeah, I'm feeling things.
Okay. You said in that TikTok you made yesterday about the man cave. I watched that this morning while we were walking. We talked about it a little bit. The support that comes from that shit goes a long fucking way. And knowing that like you want to see me do things that I enjoy because we're going to share it together, right? Like the metal detector is yours. Will I ever use the metal detector? I'm sure I will.
Right.
Am I going to the beach to sit in the sunlight and fucking catch the rays and look for shark teeth? And no, I'm going because my woman wants to metal detect and I want to spend time with her. So we're going to go do that together.
Right.
So it really does come down to perspective. And the amount of people who got up in their feelings about me getting a man cave and them going, well, does she have a she shed?
Right. Does she have her own space if you're getting this?
Right. Is wild to me. I understand why, because people want their own independence, their individuality in their relationship. But when you look at what a house is, like, I mean, not for anything, you have your own rooms and shit there, but we've talked about buying an individual shed. We've talked about greenhouses. We've talked about all kinds of shit. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what we want to do and making it work.
Yeah.
With us possibly selling the house and wanting to move out of state, if that ever comes into fruition, I would have had to sell that gym anyways.
Right.
We would have to downsize our house if we moved. Because I would want to take this and get rid of this and put it all into one location, right? So that was one of those things that just kind of worked out. But I don't even remember how I got on this subject. I think it was because you said you liked me. Whatever. That was pointless conversation, guys. I'm just killing time.
All right, continuing on. So when I forget, it's just a big issue. We never really had a discussion about who does what and our expectations with this sort of thing. But it's just kind of been expected of me. And I wish I didn't have to really worry about the financial aspect of things. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Should I just keep trying? Should I push further to have the conversation that I'm not okay handling this responsibility? I know the sole provider for a family our size that he's got a lot on his plate, as do I. I just kind of feel like I'd like for this to be his role and not mine.
I think that's fair. I was going to jump in and be like, and this is why you fucking list out expectations during the courting phase.
Yeah,
not
it
after you've had
is.
6 kids.
Yeah.
The idea of, I think it's a man's duty to pay the bills, right?
I agree.
Like my job is to get it to the house. Your job is to get it to the table. So if we have running water, internet for Pinterest recipes, fucking electricity and all that shit, and the groceries are there, you should have no problem fucking handling the dinner aspect of things, right? So like it's a trade-off. The fact that they haven't had real conversations about him taking over the bills, and there's a whole lot of things that you can do in this situation. You get 2 accounts, right? You get your main account and then a secondary account. Your main account has all of your instant payments. Auto pay goes out of that account. And at the end of the month, if there's $300 left over, you move that $300 into your personal account or into the secondary. And then we have $300 this month if you want to buy fans. Mm-hmm. You want new pots, there's $300. This is what we have to spend for the entire month of play money. We got like $75 a week. How do you want to make this work? Right? Like
Right.
it's there. Mm-hmm. The main account's not fucked with at all. All of your bills are going to get paid, and what you have left over is play money, if that's how you want to live your life. And that's something that needs to be a discussion. That way you're not worrying about shit getting turned off.
Right.
How do you miss that many notices? Do you have everything set to not actually send you physical bills, and it's all going to one email address that's full of spam? Because if that's the case, you need to fucking set up a bill email address. chrisandpeachesbills@gmail.com. It's not a thing, but it could
Right.
be. And you could use that as all of your fucking incoming bills. You have your electric, your water, your fucking sewage, your gas, Comcast, whatever the fuck you have, car payments. Don't ever give that email to anyone ever. You'll never get spam.
Right.
Turn off all of that fucking incoming nonsense and just look for those emails.
You can also add it into the calendar where you're adding in all those appointments being made.
Yep. What do I got to do this morning? I think a lot of this speaks to people not having a routine.
I agree.
You wake up, do your normal morning routine, go for a walk, whatever, come home, have our shakes. I'm normally doing business shit.
Oh, you're
first
talking
thing in the
about my
morning.
morning routine?
No, ours. Our morning routine. We wake up, we walk the dog. Well, you take the kids to school, then we walk the dog. And then when we're done, you make our protein shakes and I fucking do business shit while you get ready for the day. And then we kind of just navigate our day. But our routine is the same every day. If I wanted to start journaling again, I would wake up and journal while you're at school with the kids, and I would use that 30-minute round trip for you as quiet time for me to do things that are mine, that are not relationship based, that are not business life. It's just, today her booty looked extra good in them white pants, right? Like whatever it is that I'm journaling about, because I need to keep some sort of semblance of my life. It's how I vent. It's how I therapy, whatever. I need to go to the gym. You set that routine and you establish it. If you know that every Monday morning when you wake up, or Sunday, you wake up at 6 a.m. instead of 7 when the rest of the family gets up, and use that hour to pay all of your bills, double check all of your shit. Don't get on social media. Don't scroll. You can buy one of them old ass calendars and just put on there what bills are due on what day every single month, and just it's not hard to stay on top of that shit. It's really not.
Right.
All right. That's the end of that.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.